Hello, YouTube. How the hell are you? This is Around the Stakes with your host, IconicBelow. And first, I completely apologize for missing last week. It was because I was completely sick. I couldn't look at the computer screen. I was having problems breathing. So, today we are talking not only about Gfinity league standings, but we are also talking about UMG Cali and cover the last 2 weeks and what has happened. So, first off, obviously, Optic Gaming has won the past two tournaments, being Gfinity and then ESWC as well. They have also won UMG Cali now that has happened. So, congrats to them, especially with their 3-2 win over Prophecy, with Crim6 going off in the final S&D at Gfinity. Optic Gaming was first, Prophecy was second, TCM was third, and Optic Nation was fourth. And the big news from this week was Gunshi retired and VVV has bought SB. Now to go over the stats really quickly for ESWC, Clayster was first at a 1.33, Proofy was second at a 1.32, Formal was at a 1.23, Scump was at a 1.22, Apathy at a 1.19, Looney at a 1.18, Aches at a 1.17, Enable at a 1.14, Crim6 at a 1.12, Goonjar at a 1.1, Aqua at a 1.1, Parasite at a 1.08, Madcat at a 1.08, Jerd at a 1.08, and Sharp at a 1.07. Now there was some very impressive stats during this tournament. The most impressive one by far was Shane at a 2.09 S&D KD. Formal had a 1.33 with 3 40-plus games in a hardpoint. Aches at a 1.26 had 5 scores per uplink map. So that is all of the news from Gfinity. Now there has been things that have happened since then in between UMG Cali and the past week in the Pro League. Wolf has left below zero. Cloud9 is looking to join Call of Duty. This is going to be one of the biggest things since EG has bought out Cole. It'll be really cool to see exactly what happened. A lot of people are leaning towards them buying out the team Enigma 6, but that has yet to be seen exactly what they're going to do yet. So we have to keep an eye out on that. And VVV has fully bought out the team of SB, being Fizzerp, John, Sinful, and Twiz. That is now the VVV roster. We will keep our eyes out to watch what SB is going to be doing and see if they actually come back into the game. Now, the placings at UMG Cali were OG in first, FaZe in second, Enigma 6 in third, and Envy in fourth. And the open bracket teams that made it out of the open bracket, the ones that went into winners, are Dream Team, Enigma 6, Ignite, and XGN. And the ones that went into the loser bracket are Bittersweet, Mutiny, Royalty, and Synergy. Now I'm going to go over the stats for all of the UMG Cali event. Number one, who played out of his mind this week, especially with Elevate not having their full team, Temp at a 1.3 and 31.1 kills per game. That was by far amazing, especially after seeing his online stats. His LAN stats almost match his online stats, which are great. Number 2 was Scump at a 1.28 and 32.9 kills per respawn. Number 3 was Formal at a 1.26 and 33.1 kills per respawn. Number 4 is Slasher at a 1.2 and 30 kills per respawn. Number 5 is Saints at a 1.2 and 31 kills per respawn. Number 6 is the other young god, Octane, who also showed up on LAN at a 1.19 with 31.4 kills per respawn. Number 7 is Happy, who actually has a great team together on Orbit, and he was number 7 at a 1.19 and 31.1 kills per respawn. Number 8 is Huke, the young god, at 30.7 kills per respawn and a 1.16. Number 9 is Goonjar at a 1.13 and 29 kills per respawn. Truthfully, to me, it was very impressive to see him that high up, especially knowing TK struggled quite a bit. Him being ninth, obviously he isn't the weak link in the team anymore. If he continues to be this consistent, it'll be really great to see. Number 10 is Crim6 at a 1.13 and 30.6 kills per respawn. Number 11 is Burns at a 1.11 and 30.2 kills per respawn. Number 12 is Mr. Flank himself, Zuma, at a 1.11 and 31.7 kills per respawn. Number 13 is Study at a 1.09 and 29.1 kills per respawn. Many people were really surprised to see Study up that high. He really does that objective slaying next to Octane. That team really does look really good if they get two players that can actually help them too. It'll be really nice to see what they're going to do for the relegation tournament. Number 14 is Apathy at a 1.09, 27.2 kills per respawn, and 15th is Mochilla at a 1.09 and 31.2 kills per respawn. Now, there was 5 people who really slacked this tournament, and they are Aqua at a 0.96 and 25.4 kills per respawn. Truthfully, I find him the one who is by far one of the saddest people that are down here. Obviously, he was very linked to what Prophecy was going to do. If he was averaging around 30 kills per respawn, even with a negative KD, they probably would have done quite a bit better. Next up is Dido from ISO Empire at a 0.94 and 27 kills per respawn. Miyagi at a 0.87 and 26.4 kills per respawn. Karma, which is really sad. Just saying, he did both worse than Nadeshot and Enable with this team at a 0.86 and 26.3 kills per respawn. And Replays at a 0.83 and 23.1 kills per respawn. Now the thing I really want to talk about, just to conclude this, there are a few things that definitely stand out to me. Karma being in the players who slacked. Obviously, we should wait until X Games to say exactly what is wrong with him not performing as well, especially when players like Scump and Crim are the players who are actually playing the objective, yet Karma is supposed to be their SMG Slayer, at least on Scump's level, and yet he doesn't measure up to him. So truthfully to me, the biggest disappointment was definitely Karma, especially with how much hype he has around him to be one of the best players that's ever touched the game. Obviously, being a 2-time champion, he's definitely good, but I don't think he's as good as what he should be. He's definitely quite a bit overrated, especially in this game, and we're definitely going to see exactly how good he is in X Games. So Enigma 6 may be looking at getting picked up by Cloud9 for Season 3, but we're going to have to keep an eye out on that. So that is going to get a little bit confusing. Now we are going to dive into the league standings, and then the league leaders, and then the power rankings. But the league standings right now are just a little bit different. I'm going to tell you exactly what teams have to go in order to clinch their league spot. First off is Optic Gaming, who is 29-6 as of Monday, and went 3-1 in the past 4 games last week. Elevate is 24-16 after going 2-2 last week. Denial is 21-15 after going 4-0 last week. FaZe is 19-16 after going 2-2 last week, who has clinched after winning 3 games. That is just a little thing I had to tell you guys. Envy is 20-18 after going 0-4 last week. Now they can clinch after 2 wins. They need to go, if they go 1-5, they still can get knocked out of the top 8. TK is 19-19 after going 4-0 last week. They clinch after going 2-4 with losses below. They need 3 wins or to go 2-4 and somebody loses. Next up is Rise, 18-19, 2-2 last week. They clinch with 4 wins or losses, but teams below And if they lose 4 games at all, they are out of the playoffs. TCM is 17-20 after going 1-3. They clinch with 5 wins or losses from the teams below, but they lose whether or not they get 5 wins or losses below. If they lose 3 games total, Optic Nation is 15-23 at 2-2 last week. Prophecy is 14-23 after going 2-2 last week. Justice is 13-23 after going 1-1 last week, and AR is 12-23 after going 1-3 last week. Now the 3 teams that have the best chance to make it and knock either TCM, TK, Rise, or Envy out of the playoffs are Optic Nation. They need losses by TCM, Rise, TK, or Envy, and their highest possible record is 21-23. 21-23 could put them all the way up to 5th spot, but that depends on how well Envy plays, TK plays, Rise, and TCM all play. Any of those teams now can get knocked out of the playoffs. Next up is Prophecy. They need losses by TCM, Rise, or Optic Nation, but they could also jump up past TK or Envy as well. Their highest possible record is 21-23. And Justice, who needs the most help, they need losses by TCM, Rise, Optic Nation, and Prophecy, and their highest possible record is the same at 21-23. The biggest teams that could get knocked out right here is Envy. Obviously, they haven't clinched yet, and today I'm recording this. This is Thursday. Obviously, this is quite a bit late for me, but Envy still has yet to be knocked out. FaZe, Denial, Elevate, and Optic Gaming all have clinched. So it's going to be a shit show for those last 8 teams, and it's going to be really, really cool to see exactly where these teams end up. So we are going to have to keep an eye on it. And make sure to check back next week to see exactly what happened, and I will go as in-depth as I possibly can to tell you guys exactly what happened. Now, let's look at those damn league leaders that have happened. Number 1 is Temp at a 1.32, and he has dropped a 0.04 KD in the past 2 weeks. Number 2 is Octane at a 1.23, and he has also dropped 0.04 in the past 2 weeks, definitely because those teams are starting to slack just a little bit, especially Justice. They aren't doing it as well as what they did at UMG Cali, so they are going to start slacking off in their KDs. Next up is Scump at a 1.23, and he has gained a 0.02 and jumped up 1 spot this week. Number 4 is Formal at a 1.22. He has dropped 0.02 this week and dropped down 1 spot to the 4th slot. Number 5 is Clayster at a 1.13. He has jumped up 0.02 in the KD and jumped up 1 spot as well. Huke is next at a 1.13. He has jumped up 0.02 KD. Definitely with FaZe doing so well last week, that definitely helped, especially with Huke jumping up 2 spots in the KD rankings. Number 7 is Saints at a 1.1. He has dropped 0.01 in the KD range and has stayed in the same place. Crim6 is number 8 at a 1.08. He has dropped 0.01 KD and actually has jumped up, which is really quite weird. Slacked is number 9 at 1.08 as well. He has dropped 0.03 KD and has been one of our bigger movers, dropping 4 spots. Number 10 is Proofy at a 1.07, jumped up 0.01 KD to join up 1 spot. Number 11 is Looney at a 1.07 as well. He dropped 0.01 and dropped down 1 spot, so the 2 NV teammates simply just flipped spots. Number 12 is Slasher at a 1.04, jumping up 0.01 KD. He has jumped up 2 places. Zuma at a 1.04 has stayed the same and dropped 1 spot to his teammate Slasher, obviously. Burns at a 1.03 dropped 0.01 and has dropped a spot. Number 15 is the surprise Moose at a 1.03 as well. Obviously, he has increased about 4 spots and increased quite a bit in the KD. He was around that 20th mark, so I'm assuming he jumped up about 4 spots. We're going to have to keep an eye on them as well. Now I'm going to go over the league and exactly what happened in power rankings order. So Optic Gaming definitely is going to be first. Obviously, with winning ESWC, Gfinity, and UMG Cali, they only lost one match this week, and that was to Denial. And they lost that game 0-3, and then they proceeded to beat Elevate 3-0, TCM 3-0, and Prophecy 3-0. There's nothing here that is going to tell me Optic Gaming does not deserve to be first, especially with winning 3 lands in 3 weeks. Denial is in second after going 3-0 against Prof, 3-0 against Optic Gaming, and then 3-2 against FaZe, and 3-1 against Justice. That gives them the 4-0 week, but with them not playing at UMG Cali and possibly beating Optic Gaming, they do not deserve the top spot. Elevate Gaming goes 3-0 against Rise, 3-0 against Justice, and 0-3 against FaZe, and 0-3 against Optic Gaming. Obviously, with them not doing the greatest at UMG Cali, they couldn't continue at their normal spot of second, so they decided to drop down past Denial. Next up is FaZe, who by far completely ruined my predictions. I expected them to get knocked out really quite early and start creating problems with them. So FaZe ends up at the 4th spot after 3-1ing Optic Nation, losing 2-3 to TK, losing 2-3 to Denial, and 3-0ing Elevate. Obviously, with beating Elevate, that's one of the bigger wins. Keeping it close against Denial is definitely a good game. Next up is Envy, who drops down a couple spots, going 0-3 against TCM, 1-3 against ON, 1-3 against Justice, and 0-3 against AR. They definitely could have dropped down farther, but I feel like the teams below them need to prove more. Next up is TK, who went 3-0 against Justice, 3-2 against FaZe, 3-1 against AR, and 3-0 against Prophecy, going 4-0 this week. They definitely have their destiny in their hands. If they put up another week like that this week, that's going to be dominating for most teams ahead of them. Rise is next after going 0-3 against Elevate. They 3-0 Denial, 3-1 TCM, and lost 2-3 against Optic Nation. They definitely deserve to move up. TCM dropped back a little bit after losing 3 games this week, being 0-3 against Prophecy, 1-3 against Rise, and 0-3 against Optic Gaming. They beat Envy as well, going 3-0. And at the end, Prophecy going 0-3 against Denial. They also 3-0 TCM, 3-1 Optic Nation, and lost 1-3 to Optic Gaming. Optic Nation, being behind Prophecy, lost against FaZe, going 1-3. 3-1 Envy, 1-3 Prophecy, and 3-2 Rise. Justice in 11th spot got 0-3 by TK, 0-3 by Elevate, 3-1 Envy, and 1-3 by Denial. And AR split their series, going 1-3 against TK and 3-0 Envy. So that rounds out the power rankings this week. So that leaves Optic Gaming at first, Denial in second, Elevate in third, FaZe in fourth, Envy in fifth, TK in sixth, Rise in seventh, TCM in eighth, Prophecy in ninth, Optic Nation in 10th, Justice in 11th, and AR in 12th. That brings Envy, being one of the bigger movers, down 4 spots. Elevate stays about the same. Denial jumps up 2 spots. TCM drops 3 spots. TK jumps up 1 spot. Rise stays about the same. FaZe jumps up 4 spots. Optic Nation drops about 2. AR drops about 2. Prophecy jumps up about 2. And then Justice as well jumps up 1. So guys, as always, there's a link down in the description for you guys to donate. If you guys would like to, make sure to click the like button because it needs some loving. And as always, guys, this is your boy IconicBelow. Peace out. And just to let you guys know, I am running a GoFundMe page right now to help me earn a better computer. So not only will you guys have better visuals, you guys will have better audio as well. So if you guys want to donate to that as well, there will be a link down in the description, and I hope you guys are actually able to help me with this because it's something I really hope I am able to actually do. So give me your guys' ideas, what you guys want me to do after next week. Obviously we have about a week and a half until X Games, and that's when season 3 begins. So as always, guys, this is your boy IconicBelow. Peace out.